This guy, GoPro Hero 10 Black. Is it relevant in 2025? Let's find out. I'll tell you what I've gone through with this guy, and in my own experience, would I recommend it to anybody, or if I do, who would I recommend it to? This is a raw video, uncut. I got my notes down here on my iPad just in case you see my eyes drop down. I'm shooting this on a Instago 3S, which I will be doing a review for that later on. Just sticking continuity so you guys know what I'm shooting on. And let's go ahead and dive into this thing. GoPro Hero 10. You know, it came out a few years ago. I don't even know. I can't even remember how many years ago past it's been. But quality-wise, spec-wise, I think it's still pretty good. It shoots 5.3K, resolution 60 frames a second. Like the camera I'm shooting on now only goes up to 4K 30. Has pretty good stabilization and an image stabilization. It can shoot 4K 120, so you can get that ultra slow motion, buttery smooth sports action video. And you can even go 2.7K at 240 frames per second. So you're not even hitting 1080p. So you can, crop your video and not lose any resolution if you're rendering it or exporting it out at 1080. Its bitrate is 120 megabits per second, which is pretty good. It can shoot H.264 or 265 depending on how you want to set this up. Overall, it can shoot 23 megapixel stills, or you can grab a 19.6 from the video. I still don't fully know people that take photos with these. I did see a video, when was that? I did see a video a while back of somebody on YouTube that was using the Ace Pro, I believe it was, Insta360 Ace Pro 2, and had it as a camera. It had an interesting setup. Anyway, it has a 1/2.3 inch CMOS sensor on it. Again, bitrate 100 megabits. The big thing I like about this, and you don't see this with some of the other outside of GoPro, is the 5.3K. And I say that because the Osmo Action 5, 4s, they only shoot 4K. Do you need that 5.3K? I don't know. I still shot in it because I liked the fact of being able to crop, because I only export out in 1080. I don't do anything like that. Moving on, stabilization, like I was saying, it has Hyper Smooth 4.0. I think they're on 5.0 now in the Hero 13. So this is 3 generations behind now. It looks like the 9, 11, 12, 13 is really the only one that's changed with the way they have their stuff set up. So you can buy batteries, things like that for them. And they also changed the battery setup in the 13. So if you're thinking about, you have a 13 and you want a cheap backup and you want this guy, sorry for the fan going, it's hot, summertime, then just remember that the batteries will not work. But Hyper Smooth 4.0, it can do a 45-degree tilt in 4K 60, 2.7K 120, and 1080p 120. So you can sit there and it can be like this, and it'll still give you that flat look. I think that's cool. It's great, especially if you're sitting there and you're trying to vlog, or obviously it's designed for action sports. So if you want that level shot and you're going along, you can get that. Display wise, you have a 2.27 inch rear display on it, and a 1.4 inch color screen. The one thing that I don't really care for is this is not touchscreen. Back in the day when it came out, you never had touchscreen really on these screens, but it was kind of nowadays it's nice to have. It is scratch resistant lens covers. These are replaceable. You can actually, I don't think I can take this one off with the media mod on there, but you can actually take this off, replace it. You can get a max media mod, they call it, put on it, and so on. This is waterproof, not in the current setup I have now, but this is waterproof for 33 feet, 10 meters. It has the GoPro style mounting feet on it, which I think are great. So you can easily clip it, the gear, exchange it, and those are so worldwide or wildly accepted that you don't have to worry about anything. You can find stuff to get it. It's not like some of these other ones, which have an added bonus of the magnetic mount, but then if you want to use something GoPro, you can put it on there anyway. Audio connectivity. Audio is handled by stereo mics with wind noise reduction. You can also have get the media mod, where you can put, it has a better external microphone on it. It also has connections on the exterior of it, so you can put an external microphone. This media mod has 2 shoe mounts, one here and one here. The media mod is must if you want to do any vlogging, any talking head stuff like this right here. I found, especially with this one, that the audio is just, it sucks. It's old. What do you expect? So you need the media mod to do that. It does have USB-C connectivity, so you can transfer data, charge it if you don't want to use an external charging. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, so you can connect it to your phone and look at stuff. You can also live stream with this, which is great. Big thing for Game Changer, if you guys are into sports, I would recommend getting something like this instead of spending the $500 on Game Changer, or pull out your GoPro and connect it to Game Changer and use that. Don't spend the extra money on the GoPro or on the Game Changer stuff if you don't need to. Live stream is in 1080p. It does have hyper smooth with live stream, so that is an added bonus if you are live streaming. Like I was saying, Game Changer is the big one that comes to my mind, but live streaming for anything, you got your own YouTube channel, so on. Battery and storage. The batteries are pretty weak in here, if you ask me. I bought an extended battery. I think when the 12 came out, they came out with it's a white top battery instead of the blue. Those batteries last longer. I haven't had any problems with this through how long I record it with the battery itself. It does use micro SD storage. You're gonna want something V30 or higher. That's almost standard nowadays. You can get up to 1 terabyte and put in here. The added bonus that I like about this camera over like the Osmo Action or the Insta360 Go 3S is the fact that the file sizes are smaller. I know that means it's not collecting as much data necessarily, but at the same time it's nice because you can store more files and you're not having to worry about external storage on your computer, any of that kind of storage. It's great. This camera does weigh in at 154 grams, which is a little less than half a pound. Remember, 454 is 1 pound. Measures 72 by 51 by 34 millimeters. I'm sorry, I don't have the inches in there. It's small enough and nice enough, especially outside the media mod, that if you want to hook it up to an FPV drone, that's another way of live streaming and shoot. FPV drone, if you want to put it on the chest mount, they make plenty of those. I don't know too much about putting it up on the head. It seems like it would still be kind of heavy for a head mount, but you still have that option as well. So just to recap, 5.3K and 60 frames, up to 60 frames per second, 4K up to 120 frames per second, 2.7K up to 240 frames per second. So this will get you your slow-mo that you're looking for if you're looking for any action sports people out there and so on. Horizontal leveling up to 45 degrees. It does really good. It does have a saturated color. That's the GoPro style that I've noticed. I kind of like the saturation. I know a lot of people don't. That's just personal preference. But it does have saturation level, more saturated, but you can shoot in a flatter color as well. That Hero 12, just to give you an idea, has the Hyper Smooth 5.0, where it can horizon lock up to 360. slight tweaks to the interface, and Bluetooth audio support on the Hero 12. So if you're looking for a wireless mic like the Hollyland mics, the DJI mics, anything like that, and you want a GoPro, unfortunately the 10 or the 11 are not going to be for you. You're going to want to go to the 12. And then you can even get the 13 black. 13 black over the 12. It's got a heat sink underneath the camera lens, and you can interchange the lenses fairly easy. It reads it, tells you what kind of ND filter, so on. So those are the three options I think for GoPro. If you want to do GoPro right now as the time of this recording, which is July 3rd, 2025. Sorry. If you're upgrading from a 9 or something like that, this would be a good, and you're on a budget, you don't want to spend a lot of money, but we'll talk about budget a little bit later. If you're just starting out, this might be a good camera for you to try out on. Young kids, youth. If you're into cameras and you're not into cameras but you want to start recording stuff, this may be a way to go. I do have some other options out there price range wise from what I've seen, so I'll give you those here in a little bit. But you have that. I still think it's pretty good if you don't need all the super hyper smooth possibilities or capabilities of like a 13, and you just want something GoPro. You got to stay GoPro. So let's talk about the cons that I don't like about this thing. The cons that I don't like about this are it heats up. It gets hot a lot. So if you're running 5.3K, recording in that, capturing that, don't run it too long because this sucker gets hot. This thing will I've also had it freeze on me recording, and I've lost the video that it's taken for the most part. It just freezes. I've had it the batteries freeze while they're charging. Both of the batteries. I think it might be a hardware issue, not just so much the battery, because it's only whenever I'm trying to charge it in the camera itself, not using the battery dock. Audio is horrendous unless you have a media mod on it. Just, there's no questions about that. I've had so many issues with that. I would not recommend it unless you get the media mod. The older batteries, if you have the blue batteries, I find that they don't last too long and they discharge fairly quickly, just to keep that in mind from my experience. So before I get into our other alternatives that we have for this camera, right now on Amazon, at the time of this recording, this camera is $259.99, and you can get a whole bunch of accessories, chest mount, head mount, different clips to put places for $329.99. That includes the camera and a ton of accessories. They're third-party style accessories, but at this point, when you're using a camera like this, as long as they're not going to break easily, I use a lot of third-party accessories. I think the mount for this camera that I'm recording on is a third-party accessory. Competition. If you're looking for something vlog, talking head style, I would recommend going either the Action 4 or 5. I love the 4. I've had it. The only downside is the data collection, large file sizes. The 5, I'm going to be working with that, reviewing that soon. And then you have the Ace Pro, the first one, Insta360 Ace Pro is $299.99. I'm not 100% sure fully on that camera. I've never had my hands on that style of that Insta360 camera, besides the Go 3S, or I have an older style 360 camera. But Insta360 is a fairly decent, good quality company. So you have those two options there, and they're right around the same price point. I mean, the Action 4 is $289.99. They might be going down because it sounds like DJI is coming out with some new stuff in July this year. So, yeah, check those out. If you're interested in some of the quality of the footage on this, I didn't put it in this video because this is very basic. I hope to maybe expand out my reviews to get a little bit more shots of different things, but this is more, I wanted to do a talking head style video and get this out so you guys know with summertime in full effect, if your kids want cameras, etc., you know, this is a viable option. Check out some of my videos in the past, my blog videos. I did shoot on this for a while before switching over to the camera I'm shooting on right now, which that is going to be soon switched off of. But that should give you a view of the quality. I like it. Low light, I mean, these are action cameras, so low light's not going to be that great either. But I think if you have the camera laying around and you can get past the freezing of it, use it and work with it. It's great. Audio, but I would still get this, or you got to be somewhat close to talk, or dub over your videos, whatever you want to do. If you're doing action sports, shoot, this would probably be great for you. No issues. I know a lot of people, different people use it. Or if it's like a B camera and you're just using it for B footage or whatever, that's another good option for you. So yeah, go ahead and check out some of those. If you find this video informative, please like and share it. Follow. I'm gonna do some more. I hate the caveat. I'm just starting out. Get better and get some better shots. I didn't want to use one of my full-on cameras because I have photo shoot later on today, and I didn't want to kind of mess up my thought process getting that going. But anyway, hope you guys like this. Hope you learned something from it, took something from it. But yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a great one.